From Youngstown, Ohio, inside of Kappa Studios, this is the Fourth Quarter Cast.
His shoulder movement is impeccable.
I train for that.
I see.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to the Fourth Quarter Cast. This is K Moore. We got Cap in the house.
Yeah.
There's no Joe because he's still at work.
Yeah, still at work.
He sucks. Anyway, we got a short show today because not much going on. Baseball, we need Ron.
Yeah, we need Ron.
Yeah,
we need some call-ins.
Like
damn it.
182 games. I'm not really with it. Not really about to talk about it right now. But if you haven't heard, because it's all over the internet, if you look up sports, NBA playoffs are good.
Freaking awesome.
They're great. No LeBron James.
Really good.
This is what happens.
Competition.
But anyway, let's get started. Let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it. So, first off, biggest story of last night for these playoffs: Damian Lillard went off in Game 5, Portland Trailblazers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Dude dropped 50 and hit a 37-foot game winner to send the Thunder home packing.
Yeah, right in Paul George's face.
37 feet out. Absolutely insane
it was
jump shot.
so crazy because the game was a very good game, going back and forth. At one point, Thunder were up I think 12-13.
Yeah.
With 6 minutes to go, and they let it slip away. And it was the same story that has been all playoffs, and especially in the series. They play great, and then Russell Westbrook can't seem to find a shot. He can't see, literally, and not saying Russell Westbrook was taking bad shots. It was just he literally could not finish the shots that he usually finishes.
Right.
I mean, Paul George, you can't really complain about Paul George at 36, 37. I mean, he did his job.
Yeah.
But it was crazy.
It was a crazy game. Crazy moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, got me thinking, is Damian Lillard the most lethal player in the playoffs?
At this point, yes, he is. I mean,
even more than your boy Giannis.
If we're talking about, this is the difference, though. Portland came into the series the underdog. They weren't, people thought, okay, season get together, they'll beat them. I think after the first game showing, it was like, oh, these guys are for real. Giannis is doing what he's supposed to be doing. But Damian Lillard he just won a very big playoff series. It's probably
huge.
Probably the most, I would probably say this is probably the most important accomplishment in his career as of late. Rookie of the year, whatever. But this is probably your most, you beat a team that you weren't supposed to beat. With a team that you lost your starting big man. You don't have anyone outside of C.J. McCollum that really can go score for you. I mean, you got Evan Turner and, whatever.
I mean, they, the Blazers were the 2 seed, right?
No.
What are the Blazers?
They're 4 and 5. They're bad.
Oh, wow. I thought
Yeah.
Anyway.
What?
Well,
the Nuggets are 2 seed.
Yeah. You're right. I don't know why I imagined the Blazers down at the bottom. But the Blazers were a higher seed than the Thunder.
Yes.
So they, seed-wise, they were supposed to beat them. But this proved that, because a lot of people probably thought it was going to be a closer series.
Yeah.
Or that at least the Thunder would definitely come out. But, I mean, I think it speaks to Portland and Damian Lillard that they came out and beat the Thunder 4-1.
Yes, handily. It wasn't like you really worked. No, you handily beat these guys. And I think as far as lethal, I mean, right now I think Damian Lillard's the best player in the playoffs. I mean, I would say that he's been the best performer in the playoffs. Outside of Giannis, I mean, he got a sweep. I mean, you can't do anything with that. They were supposed to sweep the Pistons,
right?
And so I would say as far as lethal, a guy you really have to watch out for because this guy is doing it every single way that he wants. He can get a layup, mid-range jump shot. He can shoot 37, 40 feet out. It don't matter. So I mean, I would say the most lethal in the playoffs right now.
Yeah. All right. So it came out in the post-game press conferences yesterday. After the game, Paul George was at the podium, and he said that it was a bad shot. Is that just salt? Was it actually a bad shot?
I actually had this discussion on Twitter today. I take it for the context of what Paul George is saying. And so he said, that was a great shot, like you made it, like, but as a basketball enthusiast, that was a bad shot. Like, you're 37 foot, and people don't think about this. It's a tie ball game. It's 115-115. So if you miss it, okay, whatever, you go to overtime. But also, you dribbled out a clock that you had like 10 seconds left when you got the ball. You dribble out the clock, that's fine. That's what you're supposed to do. But you literally dribble, sidestep, 37 feet out, 6'8", 6'9" on you, contesting the shot. You made it. That was a great shot. Now, mind you, he was 3 of 5 from like 37 feet out that game.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was watching First Take, and Max Kellerman brought out these stats. He said league-wide from 37 feet out, and I think it was like 35 to 40 feet out. I think that was the range. In that range, the entire NBA is like close to 20% from that deep.
Yeah.
Okay? Damian Lillard is 39% from that deep. Okay? Like, it was not a bad shot for Damian Lillard.
It was not in that.
And given the circumstances, they're tied. They're up 3-1. They're at home. Like, what do they have to lose? You miss a shot, you go to overtime. You lose, you get another game the next.
But this is the thing. I think this is people are reading too much into it. As a basketball player, are you letting Damian Lillard get a layup or a 37-foot 3-point shot with a hand in his face?
Well, right.
So I think he's saying it's not. It may not be a bad shot for Damian Lillard. He's an NBA player. That's like saying Steph Curry took a 40-foot shot. It's bad. No. I'm not saying Steph
I feel
Curry
like Paul George
it.
also just has to like live with it.
Yeah, he was
and
salty.
He's also salty about that.
He was
like,
salty
he knows
about that.
He knows that it shouldn't have gone in.
It shouldn't have gone in.
Like,
I think someone did it like scientifically. It had a 13% chance going in.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like Damian Lillard 3 or 5 from in that game alone from 30+ feet. I get it. Scouting report says he can shoot the ball from this deep. I get it. But basketball wise, that is a bad shot. There's like
question.
You're 37 feet away from the basket.
Is that a bad shot if it was Steph Curry?
See, it's a bad shot. Like that's a bad shot. Like it's not like no one's ever gonna say like, hey yo, if you're open for 37 feet, like take it. Like
right.
No one's gonna say that.
Sure.
Now if you're an NBA player, it's a little different.
Sure.
And like they're more than fine Damian Lillard taking a shot. But basketball wise, basketball IQ tells you that's a horrible shot. It's a bad shot. 30. Come on. You telling me if I gave you that shot 10 times, you gonna make it 10 times?
All
no.
right.
You gonna make it 2, 3 maybe? Come on, man. I get it. He was salty when he said it. He could have just said like that was a great shot. Like can't do nothing about it.
Right.
But I don't have a problem saying it's a bad shot. It was a bad shot. Like that's a shot you force a guy to take. 37 feet out, hand in your face. There we go. But it was a great shot.
It was an entertaining shot.
It was a great shot.
It was a sweet shot.
Yeah, it's dope.
All right. So why don't we talk about Damian Lillard more than we do? Being that he is a great player,
yeah,
easily, obviously an all-star year in and year out, why don't we talk about him more?
There's a lot of things going into this, though. Like, the market that he's in. Portland, like, no one goes to Portland for much.
Sure.
You know? This is his biggest moment. I mean, granted, now think about this. He eliminated the Rockets, right? Game winner. Same idea. But guess what? The Rockets are like, okay. Like, James Harden was just coming into his prime. They didn't have Chris Paul at the time. That was a big moment for him. This is a big moment, too, because
this is a bigger moment.
Bigger moment. And to add to it, you and Russell Westbrook don't like each other. That was the storyline of the whole series. Him and Russell Westbrook. Even though Russell Westbrook got his ass busted.
Yeah.
But that was a storyline for the whole series. So you don't have storylines for Damian Lillard. It's just Damian Lillard's a really good player, and he does what he does, and that there you go. I think he was on the same boat as like Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, all-star day in, day out. Like he's doing it every year. But he don't get enough resume. He's in Charlotte. The biggest thing in Charlotte is your owner, Michael Jordan. No one cares about you.
It's true.
So I think we don't talk about Damian Lillard more because his market's at the end. And he hasn't had really big moments like this. Like, you haven't had a storyline follow Damian Lillard like this. We've had storylines follow Russell Westbrook. We've had storylines follow Paul George. Storylines that even follow Jan. All these guys have storylines that follow them. You look at the guards all in the NBA, the top guards. Kyrie Irving, okay, he played with LeBron. Everyone knows that. He's great. Hit 2016 3-1 lead. Got it. Steph Curry, he can shoot from anywhere. He's a 2-time MVP, first unanimous MVP. He's he's the villain of the whole NBA. He plays for Golden State. These guys have storylines that follow them. Russell Westbrook, he's a guy, he's just petty, plays hard, 100%, and he averages triple-double. Storylines that follow. Damian Lillard, what he has? Plays for Portland. He's good. There's a lot that goes into that. But after this series, you'll be talking about Damian Lillard. You might be saying Damian Lillard is the top 3 point guard in the league right now.
True.
At this point.
Very true. Very good. All right. Also, speaking of not talking about Damian Lillard, the Blazers as well. Are the Blazers more legit than most people think outside of Charles Barkley, who has them coming out of the West?
Yeah, literally. I will say they are definitely more legit than people think. I will say that. Getting out of the West, I don't know about all that. I think, and not to take anything away from the Blazers, played great. They literally dominated Thunder. But if you think about it, Thunder coming in weren't too good. Coming into the playoffs, they were not playing too well. So, and Paul George got hurt. So, I mean, not saying the Blazers wouldn't have beaten them if Paul George was healthy, but the Blazers are definitely more legit than people think, but they're not championship. I'm not saying, wow, man, they're going to championship. No. Whoever they play next round, yeah, they're going to give them a hell of a series, and they might beat them. But I don't see them getting to the finals. Even if they get to the finals, they're getting obliterated by the Bucks. Literally obliterated. Obliterated.
Huh.
Yeah, I like that word. Obliterated. It's a fun word. You can say it in like multiple aspects. Obliterated. Like, wow, I drank so much I got obliterated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Yeah. So, on the other side of the court, Oklahoma City. What went wrong for Oklahoma City in this playoff series?
Everything possible. Like,
I mean, at the end of the regular season, you had Paul George looking like he was going to win MVP.
I mean, but like I said, like they stumbled into the playoffs. Like it wasn't like they were like, they won like their last 10. It was just it wasn't them. Like beginning of the season, you thought like, wow, they're going to be good. They could be a team you don't want to see in the playoffs, and then they stumbled to the playoffs, and then you play Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, who has a chip on their shoulder, and they played harder. I think that and Russell Westbrook, man, he couldn't find it. And I'm not down with the slander of Russell Westbrook. Like, oh, he's so bad, he's overrated. I don't know, because there's some things that he's overrated, and then there's some things that like he just wasn't making shots. And I think it came down. He just wasn't making shots. Now, I will say he was more focused on the banter between him and Damian Lillard a little bit too much, whereas Damian Lillard was like, I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to let my game do the talking. Russ, I think he's definitely need to work on that coming into next year because he's had too many instances where his actions are just they're overshadowing his actual play on the court. So, I mean, I don't know. Thunder they need to figure it out. They got to figure it out. Russ has got to be more consistent.
So, going off of that, what needs to change for the Thunder this offseason? Like, what can they do? Like, do they need an overhaul? Like, do they need to rethink the whole scheme?
Now, I will say this. I think they need to add a little bit to their bench, a little bit of shooting. Because they don't really have very many consistent. I mean, Paul George is a great shooter. But outside of that, I mean, you got Ferguson, Patrick Patterson maybe, but he rarely plays. I mean, like, they don't really have any guys. Schroeder, like, he's an okay three-point shooter. They don't have any guys that shoot the ball. And they don't have anyone coming off their bench that they can trust and say, like, all right, we can roll with them for 4 or 5 minutes through this game. You don't have that. I mean, once Russ comes out, Paul George is in. Once Paul George comes out, Russ is in. Like, and I think teams can't operate like that. when you have to have your best player on the floor 100% of the time. The Warriors, I mean, they have it. That's because they have so many. They have so many stars to do it with. They can be like, all right, Steph, you go out there. You don't have that luxury, so you need to have a bench that can carry you through stretches, much like the Celtics. Celtics have guys that can, hey, you know what, Kyrie, Gordon, y'all can sit down. You got Terry Rozier. We got guys that can carry this. You got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They just don't have that. I think they really need to go out and get some guys some good pieces coming off the bench. I know Paul George wish he was in L.A. right now, though. I know that. But I don't think. I mean, what is there to change? What do you want overall? You just gave Russell an extension last year. I mean, you just extended Paul George. I mean, not much you can do. Now they do have a lot of money opening up this offseason, so they could make some moves. I would not be surprised. You know who I'm thinking? Going to OKC? Boogie Cousins.
Wow.
I can see it happening. I can see it happen. Him and Brody. Ain't nobody. You're not messing with them. You're not trying to pick a fight. But I think they either get another big star like Boogie, or they just say, you know what, we're gonna roll 2 stars and see what happens. Because I think it's gonna go. The NBA is starting to go back to that, especially if what happens should happen this summer with the Warriors disbanding.
Yeah,
it should go back to all you need is 2 stars to get it done. Heck, you might just need 1 superstar and then great role players around you. So, I don't know. It's not a lot that needs to change. You gotta pick your poison. You can go for a star. You can go for valuable players. So
it's true. All right, changing gears.
Next topic.
So moving out east to some of the teams that were eliminated.
Yes.
The Magic just lost 4-1 to Toronto. But are the Magic, the 7-seed Magic, are they on the come up?
I'm not gonna lie. They surprised a lot of people that game won't win. The direction they're going, I think they are on the come up. I think guys are starting to evolve. Like we said before on the show, though, you cannot win a lot when your best player is a big man. Vucevic is your best player.
It's true.
He's all-star. But he's not. He got you to the playoffs. It's great. We've seen Anthony Davis get to the playoffs, too. And guess what? He lost in the first round. So you need guard play, and they have some pretty good. Evan Fournier, I hate him so much because he's so good. He shouldn't be good, but he's so good.
Yeah.
They have some pieces, and you just got to build on it. Don't get complacent and saying like, oh, we were 7th seed, we're great, we're back to where we no. Continue to improve, continue to add pieces, try to get guys, because the Magic. I mean, you're in the East. I mean, outside the top 5. It's pretty wide open for that 6, 7, and 8 spot. And so, and you have teams in the East that might fall off. Don't know if Kawhi Leonard goes to the West. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if Kyrie's going to leave. So you got to continue to improve, continue to try to get better. And again, you have space. That's why you traded guys like Tobias Harris. Like, you have space to make a move, but you got to make a move. Because I think Aaron Gordon's a great piece to have. Vucevic, Jonathan Isaac, they have players that are good and talented. You have to build on it. Don't just be like, oh, you made a 7 seed. We're good. No, it don't work that way. All
right. Cool. Also, the Nets lost their very odd series against the 76ers.
Yeah,
just everything that surrounded that series was weird.
Yeah.
So, Jared Dudley,
Like what?
It was weird.
You're Jared Dudley, bro.
Yeah. So, the Nets, kind of similar with the Magic. How many games will the Nets win next season?
How many games did they win this year? What, 40?
Can't remember. They're a 6 seed.
I probably want like 42, 43. I don't know. They're a team that surprised a lot of people. You had D'Angelo become All-Star this year for the first time. I don't know. I think they'll still be in the same range because I think they're a little bit better than the Magic, but not by much. And I think the Magic will ink out 41, 42 wins. So I would say the Nets ink out 44 wins, possibly. I think they're good. But again, they have a guard as their best player. And then you have Spencer Dinwiddie. They have pieces that you can really build around. Hollis Jefferson, Jared Allen. Like, you have pieces that you can build around. And they're young. I mean, you can't expect anything else but for them to improve. But again, they're another team that, like, it's either we're going to add some more pieces or develop guys, or we're going to try to get a star. Because I think D'Angelo Russell's there for the long haul, for sure. So the Nets are definitely going to be good next season.
Yeah, they will. East is on the come up. The bottom of the East is on the come up.
They're on the come up.
Yeah, starting to balance out the league, you know.
Uh-huh.
All right, and that other team in that series, the 76ers, came out on top. Curious, should the 76ers commit to Jimmy Butler long term, or should they be concerned with how the locker rooms panned out on his last two teams?
No, I mean, I would definitely commit to Jimmy Butler long term. I think the difference between the two teams is, first, he played with Chicago. He played way too much. He played like 39 minutes a night. Like, there's no reason he should be playing 40 minutes. Like, there's no reason for that. And I think he just bumped heads with Derrick Rose. I mean, he pretty much carried that team, and then Derrick Rose came back, and now he's the guy. Like, no, we can't do that. So I don't necessarily blame him for the Bulls, right? Comes to Timberwolves. He doesn't have a problem with, like, Coach Thibodeau. He has a problem with Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. They're two star players. Because they don't play defense. And it's been well noted they don't play defense. Like, film has shown they suck at defense. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Now, how he handled it, yes, a little heinous. I get it.
Sure.
You know, you cuss out everybody at practice. You know, you call people out. I get it. But I think being with guys like Joel Embiid, who's very headstrong and don't give a don't care. He has that mentality.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons, who I want to win. I'll do whatever it takes to win. Tobias Harris, he's a good mixture between those three because he's just everyone likes him, laid back. He's an easy guy to get along with, a good locker room guy.
Goes out and plays basketball.
Exactly. So I think that chemistry there and what they have, I think they should keep it. Because then you got guys like J.J. Redick. You got guys like T.J. McConnell that cannot necessarily like get in between you guys, but kind of be that piece in the locker room. Like, okay, guys, come on, like let's do it. Come on, we ain't got to bicker. We ain't got time for that. And if you're the 76ers, I'm looking to build my team right now. I'm looking to win right now because you don't know where Kyrie's going to go next year. You don't know where Kawhi's going to go next year. If I'm the Sixers, I'm looking at the top of the East like, yo, we're going to have to compete with Victor Oladipo? Like, that's who we're going to get? That's fine. Yeah. And Giannis? Hey, we can catch him slipping one of these. So, me personally, I would commit to Jimmy Butler long term. There's no reason to say, like, oh, he's a bad locker room guy. You don't have time for that. You have time to win, though, because the East could possibly be you, the Bucks, and Pacers. I'm living with that. I'm cool with that. So, I mean, I would definitely commit to him long term. Why not?
Why not?
You know?
Yeah. All right. Very good. Before we move on, Warriors are up 3-1. Rockets are up 3-1. Denver's up 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
That one could tip, but the East second round is already set.
Yep.
So, assuming that out west, the teams that have the lead in the series take the series.
Yes.
Rockets, Warriors, who you got and how many games?
That's going to be tough. Only because James Harden's doing that bullshit again. Going 0 for 16 from 3 and, like, come on, dude. But that's tough. I think they will definitely. It will be a close series. I think the Warriors prevail. I think they get it done. I think they don't. I think the Warriors. I think this first round, especially against the Clippers, open their eyes like, yo, we gotta play. Like, we can't be turning over the ball. And I think that'll be the biggest thing in this series. Like, can they handle the ball, not turn it over? Because I don't think the Rockets will turn it over much, especially with Chris Paul back in the lineup. You know, I think they do very well in keeping their turnovers down when Chris Paul handles the ball just as much as James Harden. And you know, when you have that pick and roll type offense, like, yo, we're gonna pick and roll you to death. Hey, that's hard to have turnovers. So I think if the Warriors limit their turnovers, they'll be fine. Rockets you got to be consistent from 3. You can't. It can't be like, oh, we're going to go 14 for 30 tonight.
Can't waste these possessions.
And then go 2 for 25 the next night. It can't happen that way. So that's going to be a good series. I think it goes 7. But I give my nods to the Warriors. I think they just get it done. And I don't know about Chris Paul's hamstrings. This dude's, they're made of jello. I don't want him to get hurt because I honestly think last year when he got hurt, we see the Rockets in the finals.
It'd be different.
But I still give the Warriors. I think Boogie being
And
out.
then you would have seen the Cavs win another championship.
That is true.
Anyway,
the Boogie being out, I think is actually benefiting the Warriors. Because in that series, who's Boogie going to guard?
right.
You're going to put him on an island with James Harden. That's a bucket every single time. So, him being out, you're going to have to play Andre Iguodala a lot, Kevin Looney, guys that can move the ball. It does take a threat away from them, though. So, it will be very close here. I just think KD, Steph, Clay, and them boys get it done.
Hard to figure it out. Rockets 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Portland and Denver. Who you got? How many
I think
games?
that's going to be a good one. I don't know. Denver's never been to this point. Like it's been a while. But we can also say the same thing for Damian Lillard. He hasn't been here much. So, that's tough. Wow. I might be on that train. I think Portland's going to take it. I think Portland. Actually, I take that back. No, they're not. Denver's going to take it. Honestly, this is the only reason I say this. It's the only reason I say this. Because Denver doesn't have to rely on one person to guard Damian Lillard. They don't have to. They don't really have to rely on like, oh, all right, Jamal Murray, hey, it's all you tonight. Like, no, it's gonna be multiple guys thrown at him. I think Jokic, he's gonna give Cantor some problems. Bring him out to the 3-point line. He's a great passer. The man's practically almost average triple-double during the season. I think Denver gets him. I think Denver, especially playing the Spurs. I think these have been some good first-round matchups to get them ready for the second round. I think a little bit better for Denver just because they had to play a Spurs team. Greg Popovich, he throws multiple things at you. He can game plan for you differently. I don't think Portland, they rely so much on Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum to get, like, not score every point, obviously, but to get their offense going, that I don't think that's going to be possible. Like, Spurs have a system that get guys good shots. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum was like, all right, I got you. ISO, this is easy. Kick it if I got you. You know, there's no real system in place. I think that's why Nuggets are struggling with the Spurs. But I think when you say, like, oh, we got the best players, we're going to go one-on-one, that's when Denver can get you. That's when they can get you.
I'll go Portland at 7.
Okay. I would say Denver in 6.
So I got Portland and the Rockets. Then Portland's going to win at 7, and then Portland's going to go to the finals.
Okay.
Hopping on the Charles Barkley train.
Okay.
All right, so the playoff rounds that are set in the East, you got Milwaukee and Boston.
This would be a great one.
Who you got?
This would be a great one. I think Milwaukee kind of runs away with this, and they win at 6. I think they win at 6. Again, I don't see anyone that can guard Giannis, like, without putting a mismatch out there on the floor because, like, okay, so they're starting 5. Celtics starting 5 is Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Horford, and Baines right now, right? Actually, is that right? Yeah, that's right.
I think so.
Yeah, Terry Rozier coming off the bench. Okay, so that's your 5. Giannis plays the 4 in his lineup, so that means Al Horford's going to have to guard you because you can't put Al Horford on Chris Middleton. He's going to go around.
Giannis is a matchup problem.
He's a matchup. He's 6'10".
Right.
Like, what are you going to do?
Right.
You can't put Jaylen Brown on him because then that means Alfred is going to have to chase around Sterling Brown all night. So he's the mismatch because Horford's going to have to guard him. So it's going to be – now I can already see what they're going to try to do. They're going to play off, force him to shoot. Giannis ain't that bad of a shooter. Like, if you give him time, you ain't going to test it. That's a bucket. So that's why I think the Bucks will have their number. Again, Kyrie Irving, Eric Bledsoe is a good defender. He's going to have to work for his shots. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think if Boston's bench can be effective, and we don't know if Marcus Smart, he might be back. You never know. If Boston's bench can be just as effective or more effective than Bucks' bench, it could go the other way. But I think Giannis he's just too good, and he'll just carry him to past the Celtics.
I only fear for the Bucks because I feel like with Brad Stevens and Kyrie and like the other veterans on the Boston Celtics right now, like I feel like they could game plan better for the Bucks than the Bucks necessarily could for
Celtics,
the Celtics. But Giannis is a very difficult matchup.
Yes.
So
and I mean, and don't get me wrong, these guys. You look at the Celtics; they got Gordon Hayward coming off the bench,
right?
Like they have Gordon Hayward coming off the bench for Terry Rozier, like,
and yet they're only a 4 seed.
They're only a 4 seed, and so I don't know. Maybe playing against Indiana, they may have caught their stride and said, "All right, we're here now. We're ready to go." But again, it was Indiana. Like, no Victor Oladipo.
Sure.
Like, you don't have anyone to really worry about. It's just like, okay, let's do what we're supposed to do and keep it moving. So it'll be interesting to see. I think also Brook Lopez, Aaron Baines, he ain't just gonna be sitting in the paint. You know what I mean? I think that's why it's so hard to game plan for the Bucks, because like they have this all world player in Giannis that can get anywhere on the court whenever he wants to, and I have 4 guys on the court that can shoot the ball. So Aaron Baines, you can either get dunked on or move, and just watch Brook Lopez on 3-point line. I think that's where the mismatch is going. I think they're really going to exploit that mismatch because no one can guard him on the Celtics. So it's going to be a lot of small ball. I will say that.
A lot of small ball.
All
right, and then you got Toronto and Philly.
I think this one is going to actually be really good. It's going to be interesting to see how these two teams play each other, because they have almost 2 different styles where like Toronto's longer, they more wing play. And I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see. Now with the addition of Marc Gasol makes it a little different, because Valanciunas couldn't guard Embiid. He couldn't guard him. Like, Embiid's on 3-point line, he's taking him on the block, like he's just all over the place. Marc Gasol is a little bit better defender. And again, the Raptors have multiple guys that can guard multiple positions, which will help. But again, I think this will be another series of, can Ben Simmons be effective? Can he be effective? Because you're not going to have Kyle Lowry guarding you. Like, Kyle Lowry's playing guarding JJ Redick. So it's like, you're not. What are you going to do? Because you're not going to overpower Kyle Lowry. He's not guarding you. So I think this is where Jimmy Butler, he's going to have to really step up here. Because now, Jimmy Butler, he might have Kyle Lowry, who's a good defender, but you might have COG. If you're getting hot, we might just throw Kawhi on you. Heck, like, we have Siakam. Like, you have multiple guys that can guard you. So that's going to be the interesting part. I think the Raptors taking a 7. Again, I think Ben Simmons not being able to shoot. I think Kyle Lowry turns it around. I think this is a series he has a good one, because Ben Simmons is going to have to guard him. Like, he's going to have to guard him. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think the Raptors, kind of like what you said about the Celtics with their experience, I think Kawhi Leonard he's like, yo, chill out.
Yeah.
Just give me the ball. I'll get you 35. We'll be fine.
I like it.
So I think the Raptors will take it.
All right. Very good. Moving on.
4QC. Prediction period.
It's time for the 4QC prediction period. And in this edition of the prediction period, we are going to predict the entire 2019 Cleveland Browns regular season schedule. Changing gears, the schedule came out last week. Got to let it, soak in, really take in this schedule. So we're going to go through all 16 games and predict the schedule for the Cleveland Browns. Here we go.
Win.
Yeah. Week 1, game 1. The Titans at home.
Titans. Good old Titans. Honestly, I think they lose this one. First game. They're going to be too excited.
God.
They're going to be overconfident, and the Titans are going to beat them.
You're dumb.
Is that at home?
Home.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely losing.
You're insane.
No, I'm serious.
All right. I think they're going to win. Next week, week 2, at the Jets.
Oh, they're beating the crap out of the Jets. There we go.
Beating the Jets. Home versus the Rams.
I think the Browns actually beat the Rams.
Wow.
I think they say, you know what? These are the Rams. We're going to show up and play.
All right. Wait, I got to play two. Titans, they're going to win.
Yeah.
At the Jets, they're going to win. And they're going to beat the Rams. 3-0.
3-0.
I got the Browns 3-0 so
They're
far.
2-1 right now.
Week 4 at the Ravens.
They beat the Ravens.
What?
They beat the Ravens.
Wowzers.
At Ravens.
I'll give them an L there.
Yeah. 3-1.
Next week at 49ers.
Oh, they're beating the shit out of them. They're literally going to obliterate them.
Yeah, they are. Next week, Seahawks at home.
They lose to the Seahawks.
All right.
$154 million for Russ. He ain't losing to the Browns.
I'll give him an L there, too. Then the week after that is a bye. Then at New England.
Wow. I think they beat New England.
They got 2 weeks to watch the Patriots, man.
New England.
Give them the
think they beat
W.
New England. So right now I got them at, 5-2?
You got 1, 2, 3.
I'm losing to the Saints.
One.
No, to the
1, 2.
Titans and Seahawks.
You got them beating the Jets,
Yeah.
beating the Rams, beating the Ravens, beating the 49ers,
Yeah.
and
So
beating the
5-2.
Patriots.
5-2.
Wowzers. All right. After the Patriots, we are at the Broncos. That's an easy dub, Kyle. They have no offense,
That's
Kyle.
true. All right, 6-2.
Thank you. Easy W.
They lose it next week though.
The Bills?
Yeah,
They're losing to the Bills.
They're losing to the Bills.
Dude,
They're gonna play down to their competition
Nah.
and lose to the Bills.
All right. After the Bills, Steelers at home. Getting into the division.
Steelers at home.
Steelers at home.
Yeah, they beat them at home.
Yeah, they do.
They're definitely losing at the Steelers though. I can see that happening.
All right. Steelers at home. And then we are the Dolphins at home.
You lose to the Dolphins.
Wow.
No, you win the one. You beat the Dolphins.
All right.
You
There
beat
we
the
go.
Dolphins.
There we go.
I'm thinking about the next week game.
Week after that
Yeah.
is at Steelers.
Yeah, that's the game. Yeah, they're
All right.
losing that one.
I'll give him the L there, too. Week after that, Bengals at home.
They lose.
Ah,
They're gonna lose that one.
you're nuts.
No, they are.
No, you're nuts. After the Bengals, we are at the Cardinals.
Kyler Murray's lighting you up.
Come on, dude.
Kyler Murray is like, and they might not even get Kyler Murray.
You're
They
giving
might-
the
they might
Browns
trade
the
their
L
spot.
here?
They might trade their spot, but yeah, the Cardinals are beating them.
Oh, my God. All right. And then home versus the Ravens.
I think they sweep. I think they can beat the Ravens twice next year. I think they can.
Interesting. And then at the Bengals to close out the
They're
season.
beating the shit out of the Bengals. Yeah, they are.
All right.
So what's their record?
So, win totals.
I think I had like 11.
Kyle, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins.
10 wins. That sounds about right.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
13.
12, 13.
No,
Browns are winning 13 games.
10-6
Next season.
That sounds about right.
Cleaning up the division.
No, they're gonna. I think they're gonna win the division with 10-6 because I think the Bengals are gonna be that bad.
I think regardless, they'll win.
Yeah,
the
they're gonna win
division.
the division. The Bengals are gonna be that bad. Steelers are gonna be that bad, and the Ravens are just gonna be like.
Dude, people are giving the Steelers people like Colin Coward, like talking about the Steelers, like they're still the team to beat. Are you kidding me? They didn't even make the playoffs last year.
That's true. They did.
Stupid. Like, how are they the team to beat?
And they lost their running back and right.
Anyway, whatever.
Anyway, worst part of the show, we got to go.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you for listening to the Fourth Quarter Cast. You can listen to us anywhere, literally anywhere in your car, on Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio. We're pretty much everywhere. iTunes, we do it all. You can follow us on Twitter at 4TH, the number 4 TH Quartercast. If you can't spell, well, too bad for you. The semester's almost over.
Sorry.
And we have a website, fourthquartercast.com. So, Kat, where can they follow you at?
_JCap Northern Whale.
Don't you have a show this Saturday?
Yeah, Federal Frenzy this Saturday, and the week after that, Model Rockets release show. Both at Susie's Dogs and Drafts in downtown Youngstown. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can follow me, More Kyle, please, on Twitter, More Kyle 2 on Snapchat. And we are out, dude. Out. Peace.
Bye.
Get back.
Telling me too old for this.